Hey beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm bringing you something exciting.
When it comes to jealous friends, I feel like we don't talk about enough the subtle signs, y'all. Everybody that's clapping and happy for you and congratulating you are not your friend, y'all. A lot of people clap for you and be like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to see how far you go, and I'm just so proud of you. They're not really proud of you, and it takes having discernment. Okay, I had to realize that recently. Like, people do that to breadcrumb you. People congratulate you and just so they can reel you in. That's how people reel you in. You have to have discernment enough. People who are always giving you compliments and compliments and compliments, like, oh, I'm eating this stuff. Okay, girl, you actually like me? Like, okay. And really, they're doing that to suck you in, to get your energy and to know your business. Okay, because once you start spilling the tea, babe, they got you. Okay, so be careful and have discernment. Everybody that's clapping for you and happy for you ain't really happy for you. All right, be blessed.
So I was looking in the comments section of the girl who admitted that she was a jealous friend. And what's concerning to me is how many people are accepting of jealousy. Is jealousy and envy a normal emotion? Yes. Should you be accepting of it? No. That's the issue. People who are prone to envy and jealousy experience the emotion, but then they start to look for evidence to feed into their justification for it. This person was handed this. This person has privilege. They're not looking inward, saying, I have a lack mentality. I need to work harder. I need to be grateful for the things that I have. They're looking at the other person and determining why they're unworthy or undeserving of what it is that they have. And so if we are comfortable tolerating the emotion, then we're going to build a case for why it's okay to have it. And what that does is it opens up the door for the spirit of envy or the spirit of jealousy to infiltrate your life. And you look in the Bible, jealousy and envy is a murderous spirit. You look at Cain and Abel. Jealousy and envy lead to murder. Saul and David. Jealousy is a murderous spirit. You look at the Jews and Jesus. They were jealous that Jesus had more influence over the people, and so they wanted to kill him. Jealousy is a murderous spirit, and if you're tolerating it because you're saying it's normal, you don't even recognize the harm that you're doing. You're allowing this spirit to take over, and you think you're not being harmful because you're not even seeing clearly anymore. You think it's not showing up. No, we can all see it. We can see envy. We can see jealousy. And so you may think, oh, you can experience the emotion but not be harmful and not be hateful. No. At the core of jealousy is a murderous spirit.
You become the biggest threat. You become the most vulnerable, not when you don't have anything, not when you've succeeded and you've accomplished everything that you want to accomplish. It's right there in between. When you're not quite who you used to be, but you're not quite who you're about to become, that is what triggers people the most. They can sense that something is happening for you and it bothers them. It bothers them so much. But that is when you need to press into your boundaries. So you can't create boundaries during this time. This is when you need to know to move quickly, to peep something and stop it. If you're too busy fumbling around trying to figure out what your boundaries are and what lanes people can't cross with you, you're gonna get caught up in the whirlwind. But right before you hit that tipping point, you really need to press into whatever it is that you're focusing on, because people see you, they can sense what's happening, and you need to be willing to protect your future, your gifts, what you are working toward. You need to be willing to fight for it. It's not just going to be handed to you on a platter and everyone's going to be around applauding you. No, the applause will come later, but first they're going to throw stones. So if you don't know how to protect yourself, you're going to be in trouble.
One thing I experienced in my friendships in the past is friends being so possessive with me that they would spin stories and lie about other friends to me in the hope that I would break off friendships so they have me all to themselves. They'd tell me my other friends were chatting rubbish about me when my other friends weren't, because they wanted me to fall out with those friends. And they wanted me to fall out with those friends because they literally wanted to be my only friend. I've also been on the receiving end of this. I've been on the receiving end of other people making up stories about me because they wanted to cut me off from someone else. They wanted to be really close friends with someone in particular who's a mutual friend. And they'd say, oh, I don't think Tony's a good friend because of X, Y, Z. Oh, I don't think Tony should be someone in your life because of this, that, and the third. Oh, Tony's probably said X, Y, Z about you. And they've spun this story because they don't want me in that person's life, because they actually know I was good for that person, or they knew that in me being in that person's life, the time they have with that person would be split. So yeah, possessive friends. Oh my God, I've dealt with possessiveness in different forms, but possessiveness in friendships is really, really dangerous.
Keeping jealous and envious friends around you could cost you your life. It's not something to play with. Like, pay attention to those little jabs that they give you. Pay attention to that, like, copying behavior. It's one thing to seek, like, inspiration from your friends, but when they go in bar for bar with you, everything you do, they do, and you have like this feeling that they're trying to like compete with you, you have to pay attention to that. Like, that's not normal. That's not okay. Don't be so like desperate for friendship that you're willing to like overlook what you know that your gut is telling you, because your gut, you feel it, you know it. Time and time again, we see these stories about people's like friends setting them up and like beating them up, doing all of this stuff. And there were signs before that person wasn't really in your corner. But I feel like a lot of the times, instead of going with our gut, we try to like rationalize things and make excuses for people. But the truth is the truth. Cut jealous friends off immediately. First sign, cut them off.
As soon as people see that you're pretty, you have things going on for yourself, you're not married, you don't have any kids, and you're making good money, some people try to sabotage you because they're jealous. They're jealous. And I remember one time I was talking to my therapist, like, why would somebody be jealous of me? I'm not even where I want to be yet. But everybody ain't built like you. Let's call a spade and get away from me, okay?
If girls you barely know hate you for no reason, congratulations, you have something they want and they believe they can't have it. Jealousy amongst other women is something I would never be able to wrap my head around, but it is extremely common, and pretty girls, I am warning you, jealous women are dangerous. Women that want something that you have, whether it's your looks, your boyfriend, your life, your essence, are extremely dangerous. And this is super common, especially if you're a pretty girl, especially if you have the full package, which is a pretty girl. There is just something about a pretty girl with a pretty heart that makes jealous girls' blood boil. And jealousy in women comes in many different shapes. You have the one that pretends to be your friend. You have the one that points out your things, but not you. Oh girl, yes, I love that dress, but has no comment about how you look, just how the dress looks. And I'm not saying this in every case. Of course, you can compliment what people are wearing, but if you have a friend that does this 24/7, she's most likely jealous of you. You also have the woman who tries to make your life impossible when you barely know her, goes out of her way to inconvenience you and try to make your life impossible because she's jealous of your life. She's jealous of your essence. She's jealous of your beauty, outward and inward. And it is all a projection of how they feel about themselves. So ladies, if any of this sounds familiar, and it can be friends, but it can also be distant family members as well, please see the signs, don't ignore the red flags, and act accordingly. I love you guys, stay pretty.
And I don't care what nobody say. I always have felt, and I still feel, that if someone is jealous of you, they'll kill you. If given the opportunity, they'll kill you, or either they will set you up to get killed. They'll do it. They will. I don't put nothing past a jealous person.
Let me tell you what having a jealous friend looks like. And at the time, I didn't know she was jealous of me. I only see that now in hindsight. When I bought my house, she came over. I invited her over to see it. She came over. She walked all the way through my house. She didn't say anything. She got to the living room, and the first thing she said, and this is the only thing she said about the house anyway, a fake fireplace. Because I have a gas fireplace. And that's the only thing she said about my house. She said a fake fireplace, and she didn't say anything else. We conversated and talked later on, and I remained friends with her, but you know, I was very nice back then. I was so puzzled by that, but I let it go. Another time, she made a comment about my husband. It hurt me and I didn't say anything then. I let it go. But I say this to say, you can have people around you in your own space that are jealous of you. It's so sad to me. I don't understand it. Now that I'm older, wiser, I wouldn't allow that. I wouldn't allow anybody in my space that is jealous of me, because those type of people are dangerous, very dangerous. You don't want that kind of energy around you. You don't know what they will do behind your back. And so my advice to you is not to even allow those kind of people in your space. Keep them far away from you.
I realize only have like 2 or 3 friends because I do not play with bitches. I don't. The fake jokes, the jealousy, the envy, the competition, I can see that shit from a mile away. Bitches will really try to be your friend because they want to see what you got going on. They want to copy you. They want to learn your life. They want to steal your identity, steal your personality. Like, I see that shit from a mile away. That's why I don't have no friends. That's exactly why. If you my friend, you my friend. I don't care about how much money you got. I don't, like, none of that shit matters. So, bitches be flawed in real life. And I hate to beat somebody up. So I just keep my distance.
A person being jealous of you is not flattering. It's actually very dangerous. A lot of times people get an ego boost when they suspect that a person is jealous of them, and they'll even put themselves in proximity to that person just so they can get satisfaction from knowing that person is intimidated by them. But what they don't realize is that by putting yourself in close proximity to this person, you are putting yourself in legit danger. Because when a person is jealous of you, it means that they are threatened by you. Your existence, your presence is a threat to them. It is a reminder of all the things that they don't have, all of the areas that they are lacking in, and they feel inadequate. And depending on how low their self-esteem is, they will go set out to destroy you just so that they can feel better about themselves. So if you've ever been in a situation where you're around someone or a group of people that don't like you and you sense that it's jealousy, you know that you feel unsafe because these people will not protect you. They will even go as far as putting you in harm's way just to see something bad happen to you so that they can get a sense of satisfaction of seeing you being hurt for whatever reason. So I really want people to understand like what jealousy actually is and how dangerous it is, especially women. We hear stories all the time of women getting hurt, getting beat up, getting unalived because of jealousy. And whenever these stories come out, people are so shocked, but this is what it really is. This is what it does. Like, that feeling can push people to hurt you, to destroy you. So if you've ever been in that situation, you know how threatening it feels and how unsafe you feel in that environment. So if you are in the presence of someone that you suspect is jealous of you, try your best to stay as far away from that person as possible.